play spoke directly to my work and my life and the things that I'm involved with. Um, so just going off some of that, some of the first things were very powerful to me. Um, when she mentioned the signs, uh, go to my notes real quick. The signs, the quiet, understood, and keeping your place. Um, as someone who was born in Milwaukee, 53206, which is known for all the wrong and worse reasons. Um, I was fortunate enough to, even though I didn't grow up with my parents, I was fortunate enough to have left here at 4 and gone to Mississippi from 4 to 14. And I was able to be raised by my great uncle who worked for the FAA, who owned his own car lot, who instilled in me, values and seeing a man get up and go to work, going to private schools and all these different things, and being on the side of the coin where we had things. But then coming back to Milwaukee at 14 for high school and living a total, complete different life. Coming back to what 53206 means. Coming back to all the different things that were discussed in this play. And one of the things that I kind of like telling people is growing up in Mississippi, you would think the South is the more racist. You would see this kind of stuff. It boggles me, and it still does to this day, that one of the first things I experienced when I came to Milwaukee was a police officer. I went to Tulsa Fest at 15 years old, and of course Tulsa Fest is something that happens in Wauwatosa, predominantly white, especially at that time. So after it was over, I'm trying to go up the steps to Pizza Parlor, ice cream place, whatever it was, and the officer stood in the steps and stopped me, let all the other white people go past. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to go around him, and he's keeping me from going there. He says to me, he says, home isn't this way. And he took me to a bus stop and made me get on the bus and go home. So I knew at 14 or 15, however old I was at that time, that this is something different. I didn't see any of this down here. I expected to experience this in Mississippi, but I didn't. So taking that into account, I didn't go to Ferguson. I started my work in 2012 with the death of Trayvon Martin, with the deaths of Michael Brown. And for the first time, being on a bus, going past MLK and North Avenue, I saw hundreds of people in the street. And I'm like, what is this? And I got off the bus and I went and I saw it was a protest. And I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And from that day forward, I've been fully invested in being a voice, doing something with my voice, doing something with my time, doing something with my life, trying to be a different person than what she describes as the young man staying angry, wanting to lash out, not knowing what to do, going through all this stuff and not having an outlet for it. But then seeing the world around you that a lot of times can make you hopeless. It can make you want to die. But attaching myself to the movement saved me, essentially. So although I did not go to Ferguson, I've been to Baltimore when Freddie Gray was killed. The very next day, we were in a car with $150, and we went to Baltimore for a week. Did some work out there. Did some work in Madison when Tony Robinson was killed, and every other case in Milwaukee since Dontre Hamilton. But through that work, not just being a part of social justice, but developing Program to Parks, developing MKE Single Parents Club, developing It Takes a Village Community Empowerment and Solution Center, developing Community Task Force, which is known as ComForce. All these different things directly speaks to what was seen in this play. Not having an outlet and knowing what our community lacks and taking that energy and channeling it into what can we do as a people, as citizens, every day to galvanize each other, because we don't have any saviors. We have to save ourselves. So I appreciate what I saw today, and I appreciate being asked to come and speak. And I would like to encourage everybody to give great reviews when they leave here. So thank you for having me.